Alright, so basically what I'm just going to go over real quickly is what tile maps are and how they work in Unity. So what a tile map is something that allows anyone in Unity to quickly make up a map. So this is just a real simple example of what a real simple tile map looks like. Ignore that. That's my nav mesh. So what we have right here is a tile map palette. What it does is it takes sprites and you can use them to draw on a scene. What sprites are 2D objects or images that we use for art. So anything that is in game, like a player, an object, anything like that, is a sprite. So we have in here, I have two just real simple ones for testing out a level. Um, an example of how these work with building levels, we have over here. Here's an example of a real simple tile map. What you would do here is you'd make up different different pieces of art. Like, say you build a wall, some floors, objects in general, and you'd make them at a certain dimension that's super easy to transmit through different to make it a dimension easy to work with, I guess. For example, 32 by 32, 64 by 64, so on and so forth. We keep it 32 by 32 and 64 by 64 and so on because that's just easy to scale up. Here's another example of how tile maps work within Unity. So say you make like a bridge that's 32 by 32 or 64 by 64 or so on. Each one of these is a square. So as you can see here, this is a square, this is a square, this is a square, and this is a square. This is a tile, this is a tile. And so you can have a big tile made that is made up of individual squares, or I would just make this one big square, to be honest. Just because it's easier on the artist. And then this is a square, this is a square. All of these are squares, and it makes it so it's easy to draw out really nice looking maps. Here's another one. These are all squares for a tile map that are drawn. And I'll show you how we use those. So see, I have this is a wall and this is a ground. So say I want to draw. So say we have a ground. So I would take the tile map and I could just simply draw my my map. That looks really bad. So we'll do something a little bit better. So say I want to do a map like this. Just real quick, I'll fill it up like that. So then I can go and I can draw in the walls. For some reason, it's my layers are messed up, so it's hard to see. But I could go in and draw like real simple walls. So I want to like go like that, and then I would have walls. And then if I had more images, I can add custom little things throughout the whole level. Here is another project I've worked on for a real easy example, simple example of what kind of tile map I'm talking about. Ignore my really bad textures. I'm really bad at art, so ignore my bad textures. What we have going on here is so as you can see, I have it's pretty hard to see because of the lighting, but I have a floor set up here and I have real simple walls so that you can easily see that things are tiled out. Let's see if I can show some levels here. Let's see. I haven't worked on this project in years, so let me give. Oh goodness. Oops. Oh, there we go. So let's as you can see here, everything's kind of just tiled out, if that makes sense. I know I'm being very I'm not very good at explaining things. So here's another way we tile things out. As you can see, it's really easy to go in and draw things. So I want to do a whole floor of blank wood. I can go and do that, or I want to do varied different floor sections, kind of like that. So then it kind of tiles out, if that makes sense. And if you have various different tiles, it doesn't look that bad. Or if you just want to have something like that, you could just have a simple tile like that. Or if you just want plain colors, that's fine as well. The main goal of tile mapping, the main one thing you want to focus on is making sure it matches up. Like in here, it matches up, because you want to make sure it just looks nice, and that, because if things don't match up when you tile, it can look, you'd be surprised. Oh wait, wow, I can definitely tell that it does not match up with the tile. I can tell. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm really bad at explaining things. If you need me to go over anything else, I can, just to make sure that you get it. I don't know what I'm saying. Here's another thing I work on. This is what I make my pixel art with. I'm sure you have your own setup. What I do is I set up a space by 32 by 32, or we can do 64 by 64, 128 by 128, I think is the next one. But it's just real simple, and you go in, you can make your art, and then you can send it to me. I can export it through Unity, and then I can make all the assets within here. See, I kind of have my tiles here, and I would just, like, here's a good example. This right here is all one piece of art that was made, and then I just drag it in here, and I can make it separate objects. So if you make everything 32 by 32 or so on, and every tile is 32 by 32, so I can split it up. So in here, in Inspector, I have a Sprite Editor. What I can do is I can go through and I can manually split this up. So technically this looks to be 128 by 128, and I can go, hey, slice this into everything by 32. Oh, by 32. And what that does is slices it. Oop, it looks like these are actually 64 by 64 to get more out of it. So you can always bump up the size of each square. Actually, it looks like these are all 128 by 128. That shows you how long it's been since I've worked on this. So bumping up the size means you get more texture out of it. It means you can really show more within the tiles. So that means this whole thing is, I have no idea how big this is. Then I'm sure there's some real quick math for it, but I'm not smart. So then, yeah. I hope this helps. I don't know if it does. If it doesn't, let me know, and I can do better to explain it, or I can send some videos that are way better at explaining tile maps than I am. So yeah, let me know if this helps or not. Thank you.